Insta360 has released the Ace Pro action camera for a few months now. Today we finally got the chance to have it in hand. Since the overall shapes of the Ace Pro and One R are almost the same, I was having a hard time to decide whether this is the first action camera from Insta360. Anyway, this one does bring the game to the next level by having the support from Leica, so it has excellent image quality, low light filming performance, and better stabilization capability. We don't have other action cameras in hand, so we can't show you the difference between them, but we can still show you how it performs from our perspective. So let's do this review together. Spec-wise, the Ace Pro has a 1.3 inches sensor inside. It is massive for an action camera. This has significantly improved the light intake, making more room for image processing. And with the Leica support, the image quality is the best. In the daytime, the image quality is quite good. In this scene, I was taking a walk around the park. The runway and artificial grass are at the contrasty side. Normally, action camera won't be able to capture such colorful objects vividly, but on this Ace Pro, I would say it has done an excellent job here. Also, if I turn my back to the sun, you will still be able to make out the details of the tree and flowers, which means the dynamic range is pretty good. I also take it out for fun skateboarding in the morning. With the support of the stick and ball mount, it turned out to be a quite handy tool for this sport. The image quality is still very good, although I had a bit hard time framing myself since I zoomed the lens in the whole time. But with that large sensor, the clarity is still very good. You can pretty much see my moves and everything captured around me. Since it's AI era, I tried to have the Ace Pro select the highlight of my riding. It picked up some amazing shots for me. And I also tried to turn the video into a generative AI clip. It looks pretty cool. Moving on to the darker scenes, like in this indoor basketball stadium, you can see the lights are high up there, so the court are not that well lit, but you can still be able to see every move the players made. Now in pitch black scene here, I turned on a pure video mode. You can see that it significantly improves the clarity and visibility. You can see my face and the Ferris wheel up there, and the lights are captured well. One thing to mention here, it takes a lot of processing when the camera is trying to balance between low light and stabilization. And in this scene, you can clearly see that Ace Pro nailed it pretty well. So overall, with the large sensor and Leica science, the image quality is very good. You can shoot anything, anywhere. The next thing that differentiates itself from other action cameras is the unique dual screen setup. Unlike DJI and the GoPro that puts a colorful screen at the front for you to frame your selfies, this Ace Pro has a simple screen here showing you the basic settings that are currently in action. This can be very helpful when it comes to set the right mode for shooting. Also, it is more power saving. The other functional thing in this part is the light strap under it, because you can tell whether it's recording or not by seeing the right light. What do you think about the front screen? Let me know in the comment section. Coming to the back, here we have this giant 2.4 inches flip screen. Just like the Insta360 Go 3, this is the other part that is better than others, because you can flip it up, let it stay in any angle. It is a much better experience. Let's say you flip it up 90 degrees, then mount it on the bike or the tip of your skateboard, then get a preview in a better way. If you want to do a vlogging, flip it all the way up, then framing yourself and preview the shooting becomes very easy. You can control this camera before you start, or even change the settings in the middle of the recording. The screen is bright, the preview is very accurate, both colors and framing. But one thing worth noting is that there's a slight lag in preview, like half a second, but not perceivable if you are really recording sports outside, because your focus is not in this. Although the screen is innovative, but it can be a bit vulnerable if you do a lot of intense sports. In order to keep the screen safe, there's a lock mechanism here, so when it is not flipped up, it is secured. And there's a rubber strip here, two little knobs here. These work together to prevent the screen from going over its limit. This is actually a very thoughtful design. The strip is very thin though. Let's say you dive a lot, then salt will eat some of the parts up, and this strip, in my opinion, will be one of them. And by the way, there's a guide here telling you how to wash and clean the camera after diving into the sea. You should follow that. There are some good accessories that can go perfectly with this action camera. The best one, I think, is this remote. This remote acts as a preview hub and wireless control center for the camera. If you want to take shots from certain angles or a third-person perspective shot, this remote can help a lot. And it can record the GPS info, then sync them to Garmin devices or Apple Health. I happen to have an electric skateboard that has a range of 50 kilometers, but the weather is not that good, so I can only show a short footage of how these features work. The remote has a certain operation distance. I don't have the exact info, but it's a couple of meters, so make sure you don't go far from the camera wearing the remote. So people have been saying that it's a kind of bummer to see the magnetic mounts are not the same between the Go 3 and Ace Pro. It is true, but as long as you have this magnetic mount from the Ace Pro, you don't need to worry about anything. So this action camera can be the best companion for many sports such as swimming, hiking, riding bikes, snowboarding, etc. I could be taking some shot of me swimming, but there isn't much fun doing it in the pool, isn't it? And the time is not that right to swim in seaside also. So what I'm trying to say is that the Ace Pro is truly an ace player. The image quality, the flip screen, and the remote are awesome. It empowers you to explore more of yourself and the world. For more fun and creative thing we can do with this action camera, maybe I will show them later in some other videos. Make sure you tuned in for that. I'm Will from Gizmochina. See you next time.